Hi, beautiful souls. I hope that you're all doing really, really well. Welcome to another pick a card reading in my YouTube channel for those of you who have not visited here before. It has been some time since I have done a reading, and I got called to today, and I've had the opportunity to record one, so here we are. So this is just going to be a very general reading for the rest of the month of May 2025. Now, of course, if you see this video during any other time, it doesn't matter. It's a timeless reading, so just take it as it resonates for you. So we're basically going to be delving into what energies are lying within you and around you as well, how they're affecting you, and any messages that you might need to know to help you work through any challenges that you might be going through. With anything, really, you'll just need to apply the messages to your particular situation, whatever that is. Please remember as well that time is an illusion and energy is fluid. So the message that you get today can obviously change in accordance to your energy and what you choose to do with it after this reading. So we will have 3 piles of cards for you to choose from. And you are going to choose your pile of cards in accordance. You're going to choose one of these cards here, one of the wild unknown archetypes, to represent your reading. So reading 1 is going to be Eros, reading 2 is going to be the unseen, and reading 3 is going to be Kairos. So if you don't know the meanings to the cards, it doesn't really matter, because I will go through that a little bit once we start the reading. I'd really just suggest picking what pile you're most drawn to. So it might be the picture, or it might be the words, or you just go with whatever you're first drawn to. Now, of course, you can watch all 3 readings if you wish, but I always suggest that if you want a more in-depth reading, that you just watch the one. Please, of course, feel very free to share this reading with loved ones and to like, share, and subscribe. Alright, without any further ado, let's get into this reading. As I mentioned before, we're going to have Eros is pile 1 or reading 1, the unseen is pile 2, Kairos is pile 3. Alright, now if you need a little bit more time to think about which is your pile, I'll get you to pause the video because I'm about to start the readings. Okay, so for those of you who chose the card Eros, you are pile 1, this is your reading. So Eros is really the key themes around this card are around intimacy and magnetism, creativity, so like creative fire, so the spark that births art, ideas, love and transformation, aliveness, so aliveness in the sense of being fully embodied, in touch with both pleasure and longing. So when this card appears, it's often an invitation to rekindle maybe your connection with beauty in art or physical appearance. It might be a time for you to reflect on your relationship with desire and asking questions like, do you embrace it, repress it, or fear it? And to let yourself be moved by what you love, not just what's practical and expected. Now, shadow expressions of Eros can include things like obsession over things like identification with objects of desire, things like confusing lust with love, and also a disconnection from the body or a suppression of creativity. So I'm going to assume that for most of you this is probably going to align with your reading and perhaps something that you're going through at the moment or that you need to be made aware of. So we're just going to keep this to the side here and we're going to get your cards out now. So we have Temperance, we have the Knight of Cups, we have the Magician. Two major arcana, so this is pretty nice. Now, clarifying Temperance, we have the Hierophant, another major arcana. Clarifying the Knight of Cups, we have the Seven of Swords. Clarifying the Magician, we have Judgment, another major arcana. Okay, so lots of major arcanas in this reading. Lots of lessons to be learned, lots of reflecting to be done for this particular group. Okay, and it may have something to do with Eros, which is what we were talking about, which is material things, beauty, your body, others' bodies, creativity. But let's get further into it. So, Temperance. I feel like at the moment there's this big need for you to be stepping into and integrating balance. So, balancing emotion and passion. Temperance represents Sagittarius energy, which is fire energy, and sometimes this particular zodiac sign or this particular energy can have one of their biggest challenges is being able to balance emotion and passion. An example of that could be, maybe getting a little bit fiery sometimes because you're passionate about something, but it's learning how to balance that so that you can more appropriately regulate your emotions and be able to express what your needs and wants, but in a more balanced way, so that you feel balanced and so that others around you feel comfortable and balanced too. So this is a really beautiful card and a beautiful place to be in, and a beautiful opportunity to balance all these things that we were talking about. Material things as well, beauty. Clarifying we have the Hierophant, which is really interesting. So what I'm really picking up here is a lot of this has to do with your core values, your morals, and maybe for some of you this lies in a more kind of spiritual realm. But there's deeper lessons to be learned with this here. So maybe you've been in situations where or maybe you're in a situation now where you're having to learn to do this, and you're really starting to understand the importance of this in order to solidify your values more. Because this is a big thing for this particular pile, is being able to balance, stay balanced, be balanced, have a balanced life, see life in a balanced way, in order for you to not only, I keep saying the word balance, but it's what I'm getting here, in order for you to feel balanced, because it's a big lesson for you to do, and it's something that's going to be able to help you stick to your core values as well, is being able to learn to control this. So I feel like for a lot of you, there's something big that's happened or that is happening that is calling you to do this. Then we have the Knight of Cups clarified by the Seven of Swords. So there's this calling here for either you or someone else, but I'm going to read this reading as a general reading, so I'm going to read it as your energy, but you can apply it to your situation, because generally speaking, as I'm sure everyone on here will resonate with and probably agree with, that energy, like attracts like with energy, right? So this could be a relationship that's being mirrored, or whatever it is. Your outer world is going to be a mirror of your inner world. So what this is saying here is that there's a lesson here in being able to take things, is to be able to see things for what they really are, and to not deceive yourself and others in how you present yourself in relationships, or what it is that you offer others. on a romantic or a you know heart or in a heart space, okay? Because I feel like for some of you, sometimes you're not honest with yourself, and therefore you're not honest with others. And I feel like for a lot of you as well, this is kind of old baggage that you're carrying as well. So you might be a little bit guarded with how you perceive or walk towards relationships, especially the relationship with yourself as well. So there might have been times here where you have been betrayed or you've betrayed others, and now this is really about being able to trust yourself again and find that balance that will sit with your core values. We then have the Magician, which is another major arcana, which is really interesting. And the reason I say it's really interesting is because this is talking about you coming into a place where you now have the power and the ability, if you choose to, decide what path you're going to take and decide where you're going to go from here. Are you going to choose this path, or are you going to choose this path? Are you going to go down the old path of doing what's, you know, maybe choosing one path where you're not letting go of old lessons that need to be learned, because we have judgment here, that are around eros, right? Around, you know, love, your body, creativity, art, passion, right? Beauty is the biggest thing I'm getting here, but maybe not on a deeper level. And I feel like this is a lesson for some of you as well. Take it as it resonates. But you're now being called to and have the opportunity here as the Magician to go, this is now, I'm in a time and place of being able to really decide and learn what I need to from my past experiences to choose a better path for myself and manifest a better future for myself as well, because the power is in your hands now. All major arcanas are karmic, right? So this is happening. And so if you're not aware of it, you're going to be kind of forced or pushed into making a decision, whether you're conscious of it or not. This is a portal opening for you. And judgment clarifying is really saying, because you can see the two, I can't remember what this is called, but it's basically Kundalini rising, right? It's the ascension anyway. So judgment, this is a time of reckoning. This is Judgment Day. This is your opportunity to make the best decision for your higher good, as I said before, based on past experiences. This is your time to step up, to walk through that door, to walk into newness, and to, start again in a way, but still while holding your core values of who you are. So this is a very interesting reading. I really like it. I'm also going to grab you a Shamanic Medicine Oracle card. This is what the packet looks like, in case you're interested. It's pretty new, so I'm not really at one with the cards as of yet. So I'm going to be reading the meaning to you, but I'll also, of course, just give you an intuitive read of what I get from the card. But I feel like they're pretty straightforward. But let's just get one message for you. Yeah, this is kind of fitting. Fire, passion. So what I'm picking up here is that maybe this is lacking for some of you. I feel like for some of you, this is either lacking or it's been imbalanced. And maybe for some of you, you've been making decisions based too much on passion and desire rather than decisions made with balance. And I think for some of you, it's created fear in coming forward because of stuff that's happened here, whether this is stuff that's happened to you, there's some sort of betrayal here, with either within yourself or within a relationship of some sort. But it can literally just be within yourself and not being honest with yourselves and others. And sometimes we carry that too long. And sometimes we feel like we have to be strategic so we don't, experience pain again. But the Magician, this is the opportunity to come out of this cycle. I am going to read fire out to you as well. So there's a lot here, but I'm going to, and this is quite cool because this sort of reigns in with the Greek mythology and the cards that we're using here. So it says, Prometheus stole fire from the gods on Mount Olympus and gave it to mankind to ensure their survival. Heraclitus believed water and fire made the soul, and likens enlightenment with becoming pure fire. Pyromancy, divination by fire, was practiced at the temple of Athena. Fire deities exist throughout the world and include Kali, Astarte, and Pele. Celtic fire festivals such as Beltane honour the transformative power of fire. So it's saying a fear of fire stems from a past life. A cold approach is attracting obstacles. Offer warmth to others to brighten your inner world. A renewed passion invokes the love you've been waiting for. The element of fire holds the strength you require. So yes, this is all coming together here. Beautiful. All right, pile one, I really hope you enjoyed your reading. Please, of course, feel free to leave feedback and comments below, and I will see you at my next reading. Lots of love and light. Thank you. Okay, my beautiful pile two, or for those of you who chose the unseen, this is your reading. So the unseen is all about the unseen. Things that we cannot see, things that are happening behind the scenes. This is about forces beyond the veil that are very active right now. So guides, ancestors, unconscious patterns, or spirit itself. So this is really talking about trust what you can't yet name. Trust the process of what's happening for you. And I'm really just getting here that this reading is inviting you to surrender to deeper timelines and to trust your inner work, even if results aren't fully visible yet. This is going to be a deep reading, I can feel it. Alright, let's pull out your cards. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the Five of Swords, clarifying. We have the Hermit, clarified by the world. And we have the Eight of Pentacles, clarified by the Two of Pentacles. Right. Big stuff going on here. So what I'm picking up, that's so much better. What I'm picking up straight away is this is a big karmic cycle that you're going through at the moment. There's a lot of things going on for you, and I feel like this is within a relationship. And if you're not in a relationship, it could just be within the relationship that you have with yourself, because of course, as we know, the relationship that we have with ourselves, of course, affects the relationship that we have with others and how we see the world. So the Wheel of Fortune, to start off with, there's big changes happening for this pile. Very, 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 very big changes. And you will probably feel these changes coming up if they haven't already started, or you're aware of them, or if your energy's been a bit weird or off, or things just have felt weird. It's because there's a big karmic shift happening. Now, generally speaking, with these big shifts, it can be, they're not always easy and pleasant. And we have the Five of Swords clarifying, which is really telling me here that this is uncomfortable for you. This is challenging, because this is really, this is an opportunity for you here, if you want to do the work, to let go of old ways of being and old patterns that are no longer serving you, which are patterns that might be like feeling the need to win no matter what, feeling like you have to kind of have the last say. Maybe you, I'm trying to think of what else I could use as an example here. Tension, miscommunication, and just old patterns where, you try to win at the cost of a connection. And you're going to feel like the universe is trying to nudge you forward, but there's unresolved dynamics or ego battles, whether they're yours or others, that are creating friction. So letting go of control and choosing grace over being right is what you need to be learning how to do here. I think this is Apollo, and Apollo is basically, I can't remember who this is in the story, but I think Apollo is really trying to teach this person here that, it's about seeing the light and choosing the light over choosing, tension, conflict, being in your head too much, feeling like you have to win everything, feeling like you have to prove yourself. For some people, it's like you get defensive because you feel like you have to prove yourself, like you're not being heard. And a lot of this is from childhood wounds, right? So this is a big opportunity for you to work through this, and the cards are telling you what it is that you need to work through, which is beautiful. Okay. We have the Hermit, which is another major arcana, of course. So this is really talking about profound inner integration unfolding. This is about you being in a deep reflective space, possibly pulling inward to make sense of chapters that are coming full circle. Now, with the world clarifying, it's suggesting here that, it's saying that something is completing karmically or spiritually. And the Hermit is suggesting that you're processing it quietly, or that you need to take some time aside to yourself to process it quietly. And this is really about a sacred pause and making sure you don't rush the lesson, because otherwise you won't fully learn it, and then you'll have to continue to go through this karmic cycle of suffering with what is behind this. But there's a new phase awaiting, but you need to honor this closing first. So these are all the unseen things that are happening. So then we have the Eight of Pentacles clarified by the Two of Cups. So your work here, whether it's spiritual, creative, or literal work, is bringing you into greater harmony and connection. And when it's paired with the Two of Cups, this is talking about, devotion to growth, not just alone, but in partnership. So that could be in a romantic relationship, or with work, or with a family member. But this is a time of healing, and you might be healing how you do the relationship, or learning that consistent inner work is the foundation for mutual trust and love. And it's saying keep showing up. It's building into something meaningful. So this is a beautiful reading. just need to remember this. You know, try and not be defensive. Try and not feel like you have to win everything, because this all comes from childhood trauma and feeling like you have to kind of win things, or feeling like you have to have the last say, because otherwise you won't get your point across, or you won't be heard, or the other person won't respect you. But it just creates more tension and conflict, because it's creating resistance and suffering, not only for yourself but for the other person. Now, I pulled you a shamanic medicine oracle card as well. For those of you who are interested, that's what the box looks like. These are new cards for me. So I got air, creativity. I'm going to read the meaning out of the book for you here, but what I'm really picking up is that this particular stage that you're going through feels like a bit of a whirlwind, and sometimes you can just feel really overwhelmed and very much in your head is what I'm getting. But let's read out the meaning. So it says, work with the element of air to still the mind. Meditate daily, a perfect time to begin new projects. Trust the images you see in your mind. Get creative. Go into nature. Listen to the wind. Take long, hilly walks. Parachute, skydive. Take a risk and follow your dreams. Nice. So pile 2, I really hope you enjoyed your reading. If you would like to get a personal reading with me, you can find all details in the description box below. If you would like to leave feedback and comments, you can do so below as well. And if you'd like to share this with others, please feel free to do so. Alright, all the best, and thanks for your ongoing love and support, pile 2. I'll see you at the next reading. Okay, my beautiful pile 3, or for those of you who chose Kairos, this is your reading. So, I feel like for some of you, this is like the colour of your eyes. Or there's something here that has to do with a cat or a wolf. But anyway, so Kairos here is all about sacred timing, the right moment, you know, things orchestrated by forces greater than logic. So this reading is going to be rooted in a divine pivot point for this particular group. And you're not in a delay or detour, you're in alignment with destiny. Because I feel like some of you might be getting a bit impatient with what's happening. The events or feelings surrounding you now are not random. They're happening for you and for your highest good. For some of you, maybe your third eye is opening more now, or you're seeing things more clearly. But let's get your cards as well. Beautiful card. Okay. So we have the Six of Swords, clarified by the Tower. The Six of Wands, clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. The Nine of Cups, clarified by the Lovers. Okay, lots of lessons being learnt here, or needing to be learnt. This is a beautiful reading, so let's get into it. So the Six of Swords, clarified by the Tower. So you're leaving something behind, possibly mentally, emotionally, or even physically, and this isn't a soft landing. The Tower says that this shift has or will have come suddenly out of nowhere, and you're being asked to be pulled out of familiar patterns, even if they were painful. So patterns that have obviously served us for a while, but we were suffering at the same time. They were coping mechanisms, but something's happened. The Tower has been rocked, it's been broken down, and now it's time to move away from this and move into smoother waters and into a calmer place. This is a forced clearing for healing and space. The Six of Swords confirms you're moving forward, but the Tower ensures that you're not bringing the baggage with you, which is excellent. I mean, you can bring the baggage with you, but this is the time to not bring the baggage with you. A lot of you have been spending too much time in your head rather than kind of being in your body, I think, as well. But this is destined to happen because they're major arcanas. Then the Six of Wands. This is really nice. Clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. So this is the reward of what you're going through or what you're having to go through. And I feel like for some of you, this is going to be, you're not fully out of there yet. And I feel for some of you, it's not going to be until another month or couple of months because there's a lot to work through here. But, this is the reward. Victory, recognition, personal empowerment. And this will come when you surrender to the cycle and what needs to happen here instead of trying to control it or fix it or, control it by creating resistance. It's uncomfortable, but it's, if you want to push past it and make the changes, you need to kind of sit in it, unfortunately, or fortunately. So with the Wheel of Fortune, the wheel is spinning in your favor, and the Six of Wands says you will come out seen stronger and possibly even celebrated. This is divine reward for perseverance. You've gone through a lot to get here, and this is really positive. This is really good. It's a karmic change. The wheel is turning for good things to come in. Beautiful. We have the Nine of Cups clarified by the Lovers. So this is emotional fulfillment rooted in true alignment. So whether it's romantic, relational, or deeply personal, this pair of cards here is suggesting that what your heart truly desires is not only possible, it's already, happening. It's already magnetizing towards you, if that's a word, because you're aligning with your choices, which is the Lovers, with what actually nourishes your soul, which is the Nine of Cups. You're attracting what's meant for you by choosing what's true to you, because this card is about choice of the type of lover that you want, or choice of the type of person that you want to be, and therefore it will attract, the type of lover that you want, or relationship, or whatever it is that you want. But it's something that's going to be, really fulfilling. And it's within true alignment because you've chosen what you value most and what's important to you, and you've done that through having to do the hard work here, which is really awesome. This is such a great reading. Now, I have also pulled an oracle card from you, and this oracle card is from the Shamanic Medicine Oracle cards for any of you who are interested. And we pulled Trickster Challenge. So I kind of feel that this is really saying that this might be quite challenging for you in a way. I mean, it is a challenging situation. That's just a given because you've got so many major arcanas here, especially the Tower, and making choices, right? This is really, I think, challenging you to challenge yourself and your old way of thinking and being is what I'm getting here. But let me read out the meaning to you. So it says here, move out of your comfort zone and embrace new challenges. Stop procrastinating, for your purpose awaits. release control, which is what we talked about before, judgment and expectation. A surprise direction is a great blessing. An opportunity disguised in a situation is just what you've been waiting for. So as tricky as this challenge is, it's for your higher good, like most things are, right? And I feel like this situation that's happened, this tower moment, has really pushed your boundaries to test whether you run or stay the course of something. We learn from the unexpected experiences and teaching that the trickster brings. And I almost feel like this represents the Fool in Tarot card. So it's like the beginning, but it's not fearing as well. So this is a beautiful reading. I really hope you enjoyed it, Pile 3. If you would like to get a personal reading with me, please feel free to do so. And if you want to do that, you can find my details in the description box below. Otherwise, I really hope you enjoyed this reading, and thank you so much for your ongoing love and support, and I'll see you at the next reading. Bye.